I'm now joined by A.S. Sahney, the chairman of Indian Oil Corporation. My first question to you, sir, would be crude prices have been quite volatile of late now seems to have stabilized around the $65 to $70 per barrel level. Now, assuming no such extraordinary event happens globally, do you see crude prices to remain in this range for the rest of the financial year as well?
Yes, and what I expect that there is still some room for it to go downwards. What I see is very much near to 65 plus minus $1 or $2 is the right place where we will be comfortable. We will be very happy about it, and there is oversupply in the system today. And there is also a view that there is much more supply which is still expected to come on the market. So this is the right place where we are today, 65 to 70. But my expectation is that it might go a couple of notches down from here.
And so if you could also tell us what is the crude sourcing mix right now for the industry and for Indian Oil Corporation as well? How much are you getting from Middle East? How much are you getting from Russia?
On industry basis, Russia is around 30-35% on industry basis, because lot many people are getting from Russia. From Indian oil side, I'll say Russia is around 20, 22%, 24% in that range. It is moving around month-wise. And other sources, as you are aware that today we are very variety of sources we are taking up. So in all, we are sourcing crude today from 39 to 40 countries and from different geographies. So today, almost 40% is, you can say, overall India, overall industry is dependent on crude that is coming from Middle East, and 60% which is coming from other than Middle East. So that is the break that is happening right now in Indian industry.
Right, and if you look at what is Indian Oil Corporation's plan here going forward, are they looking to increase crude sourcing from Russia, or you are comfortable with the current levels?
Actually, we are not going by geographies. We are going by commerce. We are going by whatever crude is giving me much more and more delta. That is the only criteria. In that criteria, if Russia falls, if Russian crude falls, that is okay, because with crude prices hovering at around 65, 70 or in these ranges, that added advantage, a very specific advantage of crude sourcing from one particular area, that is Russia for this matter, that is not there. It is a purely commercial decision that our refineries have to take, and they are taking day in and day out, which is going to give me the better delta, which is going to give me a better GRM. That is the only way we are going forward. But yes, we are open to more and more Russian crude. We are open to more and more crudes from the Western Hemisphere, and we are more and more open to crudes from newer sources also, because that gives me better energy security paradigm.
Also, speaking about the refining business first, sir, you are India's largest refiner and gross refining margins have been favorable in the first quarter. Which product margins are the highest, and how are you seeing the refining margins to pan out for the rest of the financial year?
It always goes, diesel is always the most profitable commodity for all Indian refiners. It goes without saying. MS is also doing good. Aviation fuel also gives us good margins. And there are other products which are sold at lower than the crude rate. The fuel oils, the VLFSOs, the pet coke, the sulfur, all these products, they go at levels which are lower than the crude. And aviation fuel, diesel and MS, that is petrol, they go beyond that. So it is a mixed bag as always. Last year, we ended up at around $4.8 to the barrel GRM. This year, this quarter, it is because the quarter has ended and we have not yet declared the results, so it is not fair on my part to give you any figure on that. It will not prudent on my part. But I can give you for the next 1 year or so, we will be doing pretty much same or better as compared to the last year. That much indication I can give you that we are in a healthy state. Our refineries are working well. Our supply chains are responding pretty well to the challenges, and we are on a journey of increasing our efficiencies and improving our performances on the physical side. And with the present regime, present conditions continuing, we will be in a much better place.
Right, and LPG compensation is something that has been the talk of the towns of late. For the last 6 months, the government has been saying about reimbursing the same, but nothing has come so far on that front. Even excise duty has been hiked by around 2 rupees per litre to compensate for the oil marketing companies. So when do you expect at least a part of the amount to come in? Has the government given any timeline regarding the same?
I am very confident that very soon it will come, and this quarter is like this quarter, the new quarter that we are starting. In this quarter, we will certainly get a significant portion.
Right, sir. Now, if you look at, given the LPG price hike and low international prices, by how much do you see the LPG losses to come down in FY26? In FY25, this number was around 18,000 crore, right? 18,900 crore, right?
It was 19,000 approximately for Indian Oil, and for the industry it was around 40,000 crores. This year also it will come down. The indications are that because LPG prices in the national market yesterday it was operating at 357 or something, so they are cooling down. So that will certainly bring down the under recoveries, but whatever may be, it will be an under recovery going forward. It is not going to be 0-0 sum game or a positive buffer. So it will be certainly there, but let us clean the slate first for the last financial year, and then maybe we can start talking about the present year also. And we will assess every quarter what is the situation here. Yes, but under recoveries are there and they are significant. Although not at that level at which it were there in the last quarter, but yes, they are negative.
Right, sir. Now, if you look at to maintain the trade balance with US, there have been talks of increasing gas and oil purchases from US. Any discussion regarding the same that has started? Anything that you are aware about, sir?
Actually, it is never a geography specific decision, as I told earlier. It is not a geographic specific decision. It is a decision based on economics only. But yes, if we get an economically viable offer, which we are in negotiations, which we are very hopeful of getting, that now if the LNG that I am getting from say on a Henry Hub basis from the US markets, if it is competitive as compared to what I am getting from Middle East, we are open for it, and we are already doing some of the trades on this basis. Regarding LPG, most of the LPG from the US was going to China as of now, but because of these trade things, there is a possibility that now that LPG from US might find a home in Southeast Asian countries, including India and Far East countries also, other than China. So there is a situation wherein LPG will start coming to India. There is a situation wherein LNG which is already coming to a certain level, to a certain extent, that might get increased. And there is a situation wherein crude, the WTI and other crudes from US shores might travel to Indian shores if they are found competitive. Because it is not the direction that you have to buy from US. That kind of direction nobody has given to us, or neither have we taken this kind of a philosophical decision. It is all commercial, but yes, they are willing to bring a better commercial deal to us, and we are willing to accept those deals going forward.
Right, sir. And if you look at IOCL, along with its joint ventures, one of the largest city gas distribution player in the country. Of the total city gas areas that are under your belt, how many of them have turned profitable? And the recent reduction in APM gas allocation, how is that affecting your profit projections going forward?
For city gas distribution, we have around 27 odd GAs on our own and around 24 odd GAs in our JVs. So all in all, around 40-50 JVs, 40-50 companies which are operating in GAs. So these, my JVs are already EBITDA positive. There is no question about it. Then my JVs, some of them are EBITDA positive, some are not. But we are very confident and we have plans in place and we have a very good foresight of where we'll stand by the end of this quarter, by the end of this year. So by the end of this year, financial year, all my CGD GAs will be EBITDA positive. That is the outlook that we can give you.
And lastly, sir, the petrochemical business now was loss-making last year on the EBIT front. Have margins improved from there on? And what are your future plans when it comes to the petrochemical segment over?
Petrochemical is going through elongated or prolonged, I'll say, dip in its sinusoidal cycle. It is going on the downward phase, but we are still holding on because we have a very distinct advantage of producing petrochemicals at very cheap rates, because most of our productions of petrochemicals are directly coming from the refinery streams and it is fully integrated with our refinery operations. So I get the benefit of that refinery integration and I can produce, say, polypropylene or polyethylene or PTA or paraxylene for that matter at the almost cheapest rates in industry. I'm not buying feedstock from somewhere, I'm not buying naphtha from somewhere, I'm not buying gas from somewhere. I am producing my own naphtha, my own gas from the refineries, and that is being used for our petrochemical. So in an integrated level, I can always say that petrochemical is a go-to business for Indian Oil, and it will remain so. And going forward, we are planning to invest heavily once this, as you rightly mentioned, that these 2-3 refineries which are going under expansion, as they get completed and they start production, my next phase or my next wave of capex will go into petrochemical expansion. So when the cycle is low, that is the time when we have to start investing so that we can catch up the next big cycle. So we are going to invest heavily in our next phase in petrochemicals, and we are pretty confident, very bullish on that business.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir, for joining us and explaining more about IOCL's future plan. Well, that was the management of IOCL, quite confident of getting the LPG subsidy in the second quarter of FY26.